Capcom community, we are back on the final day of PAX Prime 2012. Brelston here, along with Yuri.
What's up, guys?
Hi. I'm going to turn the camera over to the side really quick. PAX just opened, so people are flooding in the show floor. They're being told to walk, not run, but people are running anyway. Actually, they seem pretty civil right now. So, yes. But anyway, Resident Evil. So, yes. This kicks off our third day of the stream, and each day this week we've started with the Resident Evil 6 stream. We're showing off the Mercenaries mode, which most of you probably know comes from, well, similar to how it was in 4 and 5, but the added mobility, the added character distinctions help make Mercenaries in RE6 a little bit more fluid, a little faster, and just should make some interesting YouTube videos down the line when people really get their hands on it. But this is the first time we're able to stream it, and if I cut over here, you can see that's people just now walking in because the doors just opened. We're showing the same demo here that's playable that was at Comic-Con. So, you know, we've streamed that already a few times, so that's why we're doing Mercenaries, so we can have some new content to show. But so what we're going to do today is Friday we showed the Rail Yard pre-order map. Yesterday we showed the High Seas Fortress pre-order map. And today is the Catacombs, which is the GameStop/EB Games, depending if you're U.S. or Canada. The pre-order map bonus for pre-ordering the game at each of these retailers. But so Catacombs is different from the other two that we've shown because debris flying through the air, it's like hitting me. The other two we saw had the Juavo enemies that mutate and they grow the crazy arms and they grow crazy legs, they grow wings. The Catacombs map is actually more, is just like zombies. Although not zombies, they're more like literally animated corpses, not
kind of like mummies.
More almost like a mummy, more or less.
Fitting for the Catacombs.
Yeah. When you say zombie, it's like technically yes, they are zombies because they are dead people walking, but they're not dressed up in human clothes. They've clearly been down there a long time. But this is the Catacombs pre-order map. We're gonna play as Chris in this instance. Let's see, some answers right off the top. Yes, Mercenaries is co-op. No, Claire's not in the game, but she's mentioned. Jill is not in the game.
So making a sandwich.
Yes, we've mentioned all of this in every stream we've done for the last few months. Claire's mentioned a few times.
Greg is not in the game.
Greg is not in the game either. Confirmed. Do the puzzles, are they hard? That's subjective, but there are puzzles in the game. All right. Okay, anyway. So, let's show the game really quick.
Yes.
Just so you know, if you want to hit start, I just got an A rank on this one with the Catacombs, as you can see there, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it again, because I'll be playing live, but I will give it my damnedest try. So you can choose your character here. I'm going to be playing as Chris. I'll stop it. And we'll come back on camera. But yeah, the thing with Mercenaries is it's a score attack. The more enemies come in, the more you kill. You get a little time bonus each time you do it. The longer you keep that clock ticking, the more score you're going to get at the end. But the longer you stay alive, it's more likely you're going to die, so you risk losing everything for the sake of a higher score. All right, go for it. All right. So this is the Catacombs pre-order maps. One of the first things I want to do is run around and try to grab as many of the time bonuses as I can just to kickstart it.
Right.
You know, what's interesting here is this guy will be turning this crank. Once I commandeer this crank, it shows up one of the unique aspects of this map, which is a lot of traps. So if I just, oh no.
Again, a very high risk, high reward type thing. You're vulnerable for the whole time that you're cranking it
But
out,
if I spin this crank, yeah, there we go.
Instant kill.
So if you can lure a bunch of enemies in there, you can rack up some stuff pretty quick. However, the enemies can also turn that. So you don't want to get stuck in there. And this is another thing, if you intercept a move like that, you get a free hit. It's a counter, you get plus 10 seconds instead of the regular 5, yeah. So it's all about intercepting attacks. Like right there, I just countered again. That was plus 10. Chris is particularly suited to this map just because he's so burly. And these guys are rather weak compared to the Juavo, who can mutate. So since these are literally corpses, Chris can kind of mow through them pretty quick, like this poor guy here. But again, you want to keep the combo counter going.
Now, what to be clear for those who are not familiar with the game, what breaks the combo counter? Is it getting hit or?
Not getting hit, but if you go too long without hitting any enemies, you will lose the combo.
Got it.
So you got about 10 seconds before the combo resets. Whoa.
That's an incentive not to make sure you're not always running away from it, buddy.
Yeah, you don't want to turtle. There's another counter. Again, yeah, counters and the fast mobility that you have a lot of you can move around a lot and dive and tuck and roll, and it just helps mercenaries play more like kind of the mode it was always meant to be, really. But I just lost the combo. However, more enemies will come. And each character comes with a different loadout. So Chris starts with this assault rifle. So you see there, I intercepted the move. Now I get that free hit and an achievement, no less. Couple of unique kills depending on which weapon you have equipped. This guy's going to mutate into something awful. Kind of like a... Whoa. Not sure what's going on with this guy. This guy's not even trying. Whoa.
So much for that, huh?
Little CQC moment.
Yeah. You gotta watch out for those.
Ah, God. Oh, no.
Make sure you don't shoot anything now.
Yeah.
That barrel. Explosive barrel.
However,
right
I do
there.
have this big gun. As you know, breaking a zombie's neck really lets him know who's boss. And you can actually even counter that when he jumps at you. If you can time it right, you can hit them in the air and actually pull them out of the air. It's really hard to time, but it's possible. There you go. And as you know, mercenary staple, the longer you play, the more enemy types will come out. This guy's got dynamite strapped to his chest. But yeah, the longer you go, the more dangerous. Whoa! See, now there's an enemy on the other side. If I had just kept running, I would have run right into that thing.
And is that a one-hit kill for you as well?
You know, I haven't got hit by it, so I don't know. I almost bet it's you know, an instant knockdown.
Right.
Again, intercept. Free 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's again the high risk, high reward type thing.
But
if you can't time it right.
Yeah, the timing is really precise, and if you miss it, I mean, then you just get hit, and now you're taking damage, and now in that case you'd be on fire, and like you can't actually attack while you're patting yourself down.
Right.
So probably gonna lose the combo again.
Yeah, don't think it's easy because Brett's been practicing this a lot.
Ooh. So this guy, I hear one of the huge, yeah, okay, so here's a big awful thing. Get out of here. So this thing is awful. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, gotta go. So set them on fire. So these big dudes, you want to shoot their legs to bring them to their knees. Oh my God. This is not a good place to be.
You gotta survive this one. So I love this little survival.
If I can stay alive long enough, I might be able to actually make it out of here.
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh my God. Okay, I have no health though.
See what happens now. It's a very high tension moment.
Yes, I was trying to talk and play at the same time, which is a recipe for disaster.
Yes.
If I can, oh, there's a green herb right there.
There you go.
No! 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 Oh. Okay. Crisis averted. All right, still have like no ammo.
What a relief.
Still have like no ammo though.
You can't rely solely on.
Yeah, you have to. As with the main game, you can't just rely totally on your ammo. You have to like use a mixture of your melee, which you see in the lower right. I have a melee meter, like a stamina meter, basically. And you can't just abuse any one thing because you'll run out of ammo or you'll run out of stamina. But there, I can also use the environment to start electrocuting guys.
Yeah. It's a very neat little thing. The traps throughout this environment.
Yeah, this map again, which is a GameStop pre-order map, like it just has a lot of cool stuff going on in it. Okay, that's back to that area. And again, this mode is available from right when you start the game. Mercenaries, you'll start with one map unlocked, and then as you beat the game, you'll unlock more maps. And then there's also the pre-order maps on top of those. So it's not just like one map in the game standard. There is more than one map. And then there's the pre-order maps. Alright. So there's still one more enemy type that I know of in this level that I haven't seen spawn yet. But I think I'll have to get a good combo going before that happens.
Yeah, you had a pretty good combo last time. It was up to 30-something, right?
Yeah, I had a 30 combo going before, so I don't... so yeah, if you can lure some enemies into that...
Probably the jumping ones. You can dodge right at the right time.
Ah! God. It's just...
Nice.
Oh, come on, you're right there.
And that was harder to do because you can't stand on the other side, right?
Oh, throw him in! Throw him in! Whoa.
This mode in particular, since it doesn't have much of a storyline, story elements to it, I think it's a lot of fun to just like people are doing right now, walking by and just stopping and watching. And,
Man, I haven't had time to reload. Jeez, come on. So a zombie with dynamite strapped to his back is a horrible way to go. We got about 30 seconds left on the stream that we can only stream 10 minutes at a time, so about to run out of time. Oh, this might actually time out because this may be the end of me. This horrible thing probably going to come down on me, and here's some, and that's me. All right, fair enough. All right, so that's darn. Yeah, I mean that's the risk you pay. Like you could let the timer run out and get the score you wanted. The score I got before when I was playing is 124,120, so that gets you an A rank. But like what I was doing just there was I was in 50s or something, so that's like less than half. So it takes a long time to get, I mean, most of you guys know, if you want to get a good mercenary score, it takes time. You got to like stay alive and balance a bunch of stuff, but playing it on a stream and then also talking about it, kind of tough. But it is a really cool mode. I mean, it's what you know from 4 and 5, but again, those mobility options just make it a lot faster and smoother, and it's a lot more exciting than it was before. And it is a split screen co-op or online co-op, the mode you can play with friends. The fat zombie, really nasty, and there's a lot of really...
Do you guys have any of the flashlights?
Just getting asked for things. Yes. Let's see, only 3 characters in Mercenaries mode. Can't talk about the characters, but there are not just 3. I'll say that. 4-player co-op. I don't know. I don't think Mercenaries is 4-player. I think it's 2. But I'm still not 100% on that because the build I have is like not the literal finished game. I'm looking at the menu now. It's got an option for 2.
Yeah, it's 2. Is this Resident Evil 6?
Mm-hmm.
Right here?
Yep. Let's see.
People ask these questions all the
Liquor's
time.
in this game. Let's see. I don't want to spoil the enemy types really, but I mean, if you guys want me to tell you what enemies are in the game, I can, but I don't really I don't want to spoil what it was. Liquors were in 5, so I feel like they got represented pretty recently. I do love the Liquors, though. It's probably my favorite RE enemy ever. It's just a really, really nasty design. But I can safely say there are enemy types in this game, and particularly Leon's campaign towards the end, there's a really horrible thing that is just disgusting, and it's really just disturbing. And depending on what enemy kills you and how, the death animations will be really different. So you get bit by a zombie, there's this cool thing where like it'll be biting you, and the camera will be back here, and it'll actually turn like that opening, that first time you see a zombie in RE1, when that zombie looks at you over his shoulder. It kind of mimics that, and it's a really cool nod to the first game, but also, let's see what else. There's just some other death scenes that, like, yeah, the zombie killed me, yeah, this thing killed me, but if it's a special type, enemy type, they'll just do some really nasty things. Are all the maps the same size? You know, I don't know about the virtual square footage, but I mean, they're all pretty sizable. Yeah, I don't know. I assume, you know, if you actually got down to it, I feel like the High Seas Fortress is maybe a bit bigger, which was the Amazon pre-order map, but they all seem pretty good size.
That's the one that they have the sniper rifles and everything.
Yeah, there's some snipers in there. But yeah, each character has their own loadout when they start. So like Jake, we saw yesterday, starts melee because he's Wesker's son, so you know he has a pistol, but Jake can use melee and just chain combos together. Really cool, like almost God Hand style. It's really neat.
Slow-mo God Hand.
Slow-mo God Hand, yeah.
Let's not get everybody excited with.
All right, let's see what else.
It's still very a lot of fun to watch, and again, just to reiterate, it's not something you can just go on doing forever. Because I saw the stamina meter went down with Jake, and then it took a little while to recover because it's sort of a punishment for using the whole thing at once.
Right.
And that was a really neat mechanic that, just don't rely on one thing.
Right. Yeah. You have to bounce between. You can't just use just one type. You can't play it like a shooter. You can't play it like a beat 'em up. It has to be think RE4 and 5, where you need to shoot to stun, go in to do a melee, and keep the counter going, stuff like that. Public demo. We have not announced anything yet. We'll have more to say on a demo soon. PS3 demo, as you know, the Dragon's Dogma demo is coming soon as well.
Right.
But I have no other information I can give on that. PAX, we don't have any announcements on that front, so nothing new on that.
Release is right around the corner.
Yeah, the game's out in a month, so. Is there going to be any more RE6 news over the final month? Yes. And you'll notice the question that I just answered and was followed by this answer getting a yes. If you will put 2 and 2 together, you might be able to discern some information there.
Yes.
PC is still in development, so I'm not really sure the front on that. But generally speaking, the PC versions of Capcom stuff is followed like 90 days after, or in this case, I'm not sure if it'll follow that model or not. But once the console one is out, it's solid. Because now that the game's gone gold, it's finished. I'm sure the resources to the PC version are a bit freed up, and some time has been made. But yeah, even though there's only a month to go to launch, we actually do have more to say about the game, because the game is done. So everything after this point is like just cool bonuses.
And just for the PC kind of question, one thing I've learned, it's been about a month and a half with Capcom, and I learned these sort of things. You know, it's not really arbitrary. You say, oh, let's make the PC guys wait.
Right.
There's reasons for everything.
There's reasons.
And, it's just unfortunate that that's how it happens, and that's the timing for that.
Train in rail yard. The trains actually run on the tracks, or are they stationary? I think in that map they're actually stationary. As much as I've played it, I haven't seen the trains move. But when you're in that area in Leon's campaign, the trains are running, so you will get killed by them, or they'll take out zombies for you. Screen tearing has been fixed. I hesitate to say 100% because who knows if someday, somewhere, there's some screen tearing. You know, a bunch of enemies on the screen and you jerk the camera to the right. I mean, I don't know. But the issue that was there in the demo and that we saw at E3, that's really been addressed. The game looks really crisp and nice right now. I've been playing what I believe is a finished version at work, and that screen tearing, I don't notice it. So if it's there, it's so slight that I'm not. Yeah, definitely not like it was in prior demos. It's definitely better. Costumes. There are costumes you can unlock in the game. I'll say that much. I don't know about campaign, but as we showed with ResidentEvil.net, when you earn Resident Evil points, you can actually buy costumes on the site with your points. Not Microsoft points or bucks or real dollars or anything, but on-site currency. and unlock costumes in the Mercenaries mode. There is a chainsaw enemy. I don't think this. Yeah, there's some manner of chainsaw enemy that's disgusting. I'll say that. 7 hours of cinematics include in-game graphics, or is it all cutscenes? Did we say there were 7 hours of cutscenes? No. I suppose that could have possibly been said. So it's a long game, I'll say that. But there's a lot of in-game cutscenes, and there's some that are CG, but it's a mix of
3 campaigns.
Three campaign. I mean, yeah, it's a long game, so.
Yeah. It's not like you'll be watching 7 hours and playing 2 hours. You'll be playing a lot more than that.
Is there just zombies like in all the other games, or is it a mixture of zombies and forms like RE4 and 5? It's actually both. So Leon's campaign, like we've said, is more rooted in the horror and a little slower paced. Leon's campaign still has high action moments, just like 4 did, where you're running from boulders and the crazy stuff that goes on in 4. But like his campaign, the enemies are mostly zombies. And then for Jake and Chris, they fight the Juavo mostly, which are the mutating enemies, and they take damage. Depending on where you're shooting them, that part will mutate, and depending on where you are in the campaign, what they mutate into is different. So one area they might mutate a giant riot shield arm made out of bone, and the next one they'll turn into this Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park, and then the next one they grow wings and start flying, but it's random. So if you just start spraying bullets everywhere and play it like a shooter, you're going to have everything mutating, and everything's just going to come down on you really hard. But if you like pick your shots and like time your headshots and do it correctly, and like you'll survive a lot longer. And there's some instances like when the enemies go into this cocoon and they hatch for their final form, they come out and you see those cocoons forming. Most of the time it's better to just run. It's not worth standing there and fighting them, because they're going to soak up a bunch of bullets, they're going to eat a bunch of your ammo, and if they hit you, they deal a ton of damage. Some cases you have to fight them, but in other cases it's like fight or flight, and you really should just run. Let's see. Yeah, no, I can't say anything else about demos, but I did give a very strong hint earlier. Plus the Dragon's Dogma thing is there soon, so for PS3 is coming.
Crimson Head's return?
Not so much Crimson Heads, because Crimson, well, I'll say no in the sense of what you're thinking of, or like you kill a zombie and it comes back as a Crimson Head. Like that's not there, but the mutating enemies, the Juavo, I mean, it's the same idea. You kill them and they should die, but instead they mutate into a stronger version of themselves. So while it's not literally a Crimson Head, it's effectively the same thing.
Right.
Because they're going to be faster, stronger, smarter, and so forth. So the function is the same, but not literally a zombie goes down, you come back, and it's a Crimson Head. Who is Carlo Radamés? That's the secret. And it's not a very well-kept secret. How much screen time do Jill and Claire get? I'm going to say 0. We've answered that many times. But I'll say it again, Claire is mentioned. So there's a couple of really good conversations between Jake, whose co-op partner is Sherry Birkin from RE2, and she's all grown up because it's 2013 here, and RE2 was 98, so a lot of time has passed, and she's all grown up. So they have some interesting conversations, and you get to see Sherry kind of talk about her experience in RE2. She mentions, her family. She mentions Claire. She mentions what happened in Raccoon City. Playing Jake's campaign is actually quite cool, and then also you can then play as Sherry as well. You can choose to play as her instead, and they both have completely different play styles, so there's a reason to play through every campaign twice. So there's a lot to do.
A lot of replay value.
Will you be able to see your partner's laser sight in co-op mode? That I don't know, because I haven't spent any time playing co-op.
What is that? What is the question?
When you're playing co-op, can you see your partner's laser scope? Because you can switch the reticle. So when I play here, you see it's just like a target reticle, but you can go in the menus and change it to an RE4 style laser sight. You can also change the color of that sight. So if you want a bright purple laser sight, you can totally do that. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it or not, because I actually haven't played much co-op, and I wasn't looking for it, so I don't know on that front.
Yeah. Is the sniping good?
I feel the sniping is good. Zoomable scopes, yes, and you can actually power that up. You can add an extra layer. You can spend your skill points and give yourself the extra proficiency with sniper rifle to add an extra layer of zoom in. But I do feel the sniping is akin to 4 and 5. Like I feel it's really tight. The response is really good. Will there be a Resident Evil 7? I'm gonna say yes. There'll also be a GTA 6 if that matters to anybody.
Also, Madden 2014.
Guaranteed. Madden 2014 is confirmed, everybody.
You heard it here first. Maybe not actually.
How do the campaign crossover work for campaign? Do we repeat events? So how that works is like, whoa, almost fell off the chair. The stool is problematic. So how that works? Whoa, I think I almost brought the whole booth down. Zombies are harder to kill than Joavo. No, the Joavo are definitely harder to kill because they're the ones that mutate. The zombies basically function like zombies. They're generally kind of slow. They'll get moments of activity to come at you and like swing at you. But I mean, the Joavo are the guys with the guns, and they retain some of their humanity, so they know what they're doing. But they've been mutated so much that pretty soon you won't even recognize them as humans because they mutate so far and have bones and bug eyes and all kinds of stuff. Sorry, I was answering another question. The crossover thing. So how that works is like, there's a great example. So like, you're playing as Chris and his partner Piers from the BSAA. You get to this point, you're running through the streets, and all of a sudden there's Jake and Sherry. It's like, oh, hey guys. And then
You do a high five.
you do a high five. You don't do a high five. A metaphorical high five. But then this giant boss comes out, so there's this big boss battle. But Chris and Piers have a thing they're supposed to be doing, and Jake and Sherry have a thing they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So you play through that, you say your goodbyes, and the campaign split again. But then when you go play Jake and Sherry's campaign, Jake and Sherry, when you get to that point again, it is the same area and it's the same moment, but you're doing something different from what Chris and like. There's a common goal, but what you do is kind of a different thing. Like you can kind of do very close to the exact same thing, but like because you're playing as a different character, the options are a little different. And then there's also just some moments where it really is just totally different what you're doing. So it does cross over moments in time, but it doesn't feel like, oh, I've already done this before. There's a bit of freshness to it. Huh. Will gore be featured in this game? Gore. There's a lot of blood and things, yes. There's some really nasty death animations, I'll definitely say that.
Some you don't want to remember.
There was a video of a zombie with an axe stuck in him. Are you able to remove that item from a zombie and use it against them? Actually, yes. So some enemies, you'll notice there's already a knife like stuck in their chest or an axe in their back or something. And what you do is if you can stun them, RE4 style, you shoot them in the arm or the leg or the head, and they do that stumble, and you run up and hit right trigger. And normally, Leon would do that kick or a suplex or something. But if they've already got a weapon embedded in them somewhere, you'll run up and like Leon will pull the knife out of them and then like shove it up their neck. Or like take a bottle out of their hand and break the bottle over their head, and the zombie's like, dude, I just got here. Just want a drink. So yeah, and that's kind of contextual. It's not really a scripted thing. So the enemies that have those in there kind of just happen.
Yeah, again, and you have to notice it too. Really,
yeah, you also have to notice it. Yeah. But yeah, you really do need to mix up. Like you can't just shoot. You can't just do melee because your stamina will run out. It's being aware of the enemy type. And the other interesting thing is like, yeah, you can take cover. Yeah, there's enemies with guns. Yeah, it looks, when you see Chris's campaign and moments of Jake's, it looks like a shooter. But like, the difference is these enemies have no sense of self-preservation. They don't care if they live or die. They're not taking cover. They're not trying to be smart. They're just coming at you. And it's not dumb AI. They're just after you. They don't care if you're shooting at them. They're just going to walk at you. And if you're like, I'll just sit in cover and take pot shots.
Right.
I mean, maybe you can go through chunks of the game that way, but eventually you're going to mutate some Joavo that has one of those reachy grab arms, and he's just going to reach over the cover, or one of the chrysalids is going to pop out and get you, grab you from behind. Like, there's all kinds of random stuff. But also, since it is random what mutates and what doesn't, you might get lucky and not much stuff does mutate, and you could take cover and just do it, and be effective that way. But my experience has been, if I sit still in one place too long, eventually something's going to happen.
Yeah. And again, the taking cover aspect of it usually on other games goes hand in hand with just shooting things, which as we already said before, you can't do that. Run out of ammo, get stuck with something really sticky.
I'm just trying to look at the chat here. Let's see. Can you shoot the time or combo pillars? The time you have to kick. You have to physical contact, but the combo ones you can shoot. DLC plans we would talk about later. What our plans are for that. But RENet is not a DLC. RENet is just a website that tracks everything you do. So online events every week. Agent Hunt is free after you beat the game. You unlock Agent Hunt mode. Mercenaries mode is free. 801 campaign unlocks when you beat the games. There's already really substantial amount of stuff that's in there, like right off the top.
A lot of stuff. Is the kill cap always at 150?
Well, I mean, that meter's there for 150. I haven't had enough time to play to get to the 150 because it's rather tough. But, I mean, that number is there. I actually don't know. I feel like I was watching someone. I don't know. I hesitate to answer that because I'm not 100% sure. Bonuses for the pre-order. Well, I mean, the pre-order for here is the Mercenaries map. So, like, we showed each of the 3 over the PAX weekend. So, you pre-order these specific retailers, Best Buy, Amazon, GameStop, you get one of the pre-order maps, Mercenaries maps. Now, there are already maps in the game, and there's, you start with one unlock right off the top of the game, and then as you progress, you'll unlock others. For RE veterans, will stuff be included from past RE games? I mean, I don't know what you mean by stuff, but I mean, there are definitely nods. There's a substantial amount of RE2 nods, I'll say that for sure. Just dialogue and moments, you'll be like, that reminds me of Resident Evil 2. There's just some cool stuff in there. How long is the game overall? It's gonna vary person to person, but generally we've said 60 to 70% is the number we're bouncing around. 60 to 70% of RE5 is the length of the 3 main campaigns each. So several hours for each campaign, which adds up to the longest Resident Evil ever. Plus, I don't know what Ada's campaign adds on top of that. Plus things like Mercenaries and Agent Hunt. So it is long. RENet should be available at launch. So that's October 2nd. I'm pretty sure the site launches with the game. You said Jake's campaign was the hardest. Now that you've really played the games, is his campaign still the hardest? Maybe. They all end up, I feel like now that I've finished it, they all kind of balance out. They all have moments. Leon's was a really good ride. Like it had peaks of difficulty, but overall I was able to get through it and felt really slick and good, and had some good puzzles and some good moments. Jake definitely has Jake's is overall tougher, I would say, and Chris is kind of on par with Jake. They're both harder, but I would say one is harder than the other necessarily.
It depends on your play style.
Yeah, there's that too. Is the Dragon's Dogma demo for PS3 the same as Xbox? Yes. What's the story behind the Ustanok? That will be in the game. So we actually do have to wrap it up now because we got to set up our DMC stream, which is coming up soon in just 20 minutes. So I'll ask a couple more questions, and then we got to head off.
Leon, 32 years old.
Sure.
Favorite character?
Favorite character?
Your favorite character, yes?
I really like playing as Sherry, honestly. Like, she's just... I like how they've handled Sherry in the game, and her and Jake have a really good chemistry, like, just as co-op partners. Just their shared history of, like, he's Wesker's son. She's obviously Sherry Birkin from the Birkins, so from RE2, so they both have this, like, tragic, genetically manipulated past where they're just like, I can't help this. Like, and I've been wrapped in this since I was born, and I don't, Sherry just wants to prevent it from happening to anyone else. And that's why she's trying to get Jake to help cure the C virus, because his blood has the cure. So Sherry is pretty, I really like that. Crap stream, where's the game? Well, you're late. We started at 10 o'clock. You can watch the recorded version from Friday, Saturday, or Sunday stream, and any of the other archived RE6 streams. We've done a lot this weekend. All right. Is Kelly Clarkson in the game? No. Confirmed.
Remakes of any Resident Evil. There's a ton of them already.
Chris is the biggest genetic freak of them all. Them muscles. He's not sonic booming any boulders in this game. I'll say that. There's none of that. Movement in general of the game, smoothness, it is really smooth. Like Jake, when you're doing the melee stuff and his combos, you can cancel out of it into a roll. Like it takes a minute to get used to because it's not quite RE4. It's not quite a normal like third-person shooter. It's its own unique. It feels familiar but distinct at the same time. So it takes a minute, but the options are really strong. All right, let's head off. But we should have more to say. The game's out literally 1 month from now. It's September 2nd, so 1 month from now the game is out. So, yes. Archive streams are on Twitch below us or above us. If you just hit videos for Capcom Unity, you can watch those, replay those. And, we'll catch you next time. We're going to be back in 20 minutes with DMC. And showing off a boss battle that we showed off at Gamescom, as well as
be with Greg.
Greg will be back, and then we're also, TGS is between now and the launch of the game, so I would assume there'll be some kind of TGS something for RE6. But we'll talk to you guys soon. And thanks for watching. Thanks for the questions, and we'll be back shortly.